This is our world. We're all humans. And guess what? We're all from Africa originally. All of our ancestors are from Africa. So that's the topic of today's video blog. My name is Mike Adams. Thank you for joining me today for the special cultural appropriation edition of Counterthink. Counterthink.com is where you can watch all the episodes. I kind of like this shirt. This is a pretty cool little outfit here. So when I say we're all Africans, what I mean is at one time in human history, there were only 4,000 humans alive. Roughly 4,000. This is mainstream anthropological science, okay? 4,000 humans. That was it. We are all descendants of those 4,000 humans. And where did those 4,000 humans live? Was it Morocco? Was it New Zealand? No, it was, in fact, Africa. It's Africa. We're all African. We're all human. And I've said before, I'll say it again, this whole distinction of black versus white and the skin color and brown and yellow and black and white, it's so stupid, and it's used by controllers to divide us rather than allow us to unite as in what we all have in common, which is we all have basic humanity. Well, can't even say that anymore. Some people don't have humanity anymore. Those of us who love humanity, I can say, we all have similar inspirations, similar dreams. We share practically the same physiology. Might have a little bit different pigmentation in the skin. What does that matter? You got different eye color too. You don't divide people by their eye color. Oh, it's the hazel eyes and it's the brown eyes. And Obama wants the hazel eyes to have a racial war with the brown-eyed people. That would be stupid. But it's the same thing. It's like, oh, it's the fair-skinned people and the black-skinned people. You're supposed to hate each other. Fight, 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 so the Democrats can have power and keep all of us enslaved in their mental plantation and mental prison. It's insane. There's no difference between black people and white people and brown people. My wife is Chinese. My wife's from Taiwan. She's an immigrant. She's like 100% Chinese, and yet even her ancestors are from Africa. I'm partially Native American, and Native Americans, their ancestors are from Africa. You think Native Americans just appeared in North America magically, 10,000 years ago or whatever? No, there was human migration out of Africa. People went from Africa, they went into modern-day Russia or Southeast Asia, modern-day Western Europe, modern-day North America eventually, and modern-day Canada. The migration is what people moved out of Africa. They expanded. And then when they let me explain the science here. Okay, so when you're living close to the equator, you got to have dark skin. You know why? Because dark skin is a natural sunscreen. And the sunlight is so intense when you're living near the equator that you got to have dark skin to block the ultraviolet radiation from the sun, or you'll suffer too much DNA damage in your cells. So black skin, if you think about it, is actually sunscreen. It's Mother Nature's sunscreen. It's a built-in sunscreen. And then when people moved away from Africa, they began to migrate to other areas of the world, especially they moved up into Northern Europe. Okay, what's the difference in Northern Europe? You have less sunlight, right? Less sunlight. So the skin started to adapt. The skin color started to evolve to become more and more Caucasian, more and more white, in order to allow more sunlight in. Why? Because you need some amount of sunlight to have vitamin D, or you'll die of cancer and you'll die of infections, because vitamin D promotes immune function. Vitamin D is anti-cancer. Vitamin D it keeps you alive. Without vitamin D, you die. And with too much sunlight, you die also. So as populations migrated to different areas of the world, especially moving away from the equatorial regions, their skin changed over time through natural selection and natural mutation. We're talking about basic, just basic science of human evolution, which is part of the history of humans, of how we change as we move from region to region. And then up in the northern climates, then we ended up with really, really white skin to let more sunlight in, to let more vitamin D in, or to generate more vitamin D, technically. So then, fast forward to modern day, you get black folks with dark skin living in New York City, let's say, or Boston, which is a northern city, northern climate city, or even a place like Canada, for example, and they're living indoors. And they have dark skin, which blocks sunlight, right? And so now they're not getting enough vitamin D. And so black men are dying of prostate cancer and black women are dying of breast cancer. Why? Black women living in Chicago have horrifically advanced and aggressive breast cancer. Why? Because they belong closer to the equator with more sunlight, because that's what their skin is actually built for. They got to have more sunshine. And they're not adapted to live indoors. It's actually white skin that is supposed to be in areas that are less sunlight. That's what the adaptation was all about. And so because the African American community isn't being told this, they're not being told, hey, you need to take vitamin D. Like if you look down and your skin is dark, you should take some vitamin D, probably, because you're not getting enough vitamin D. You're vitamin D deficient. You're going to grow cancer tumors because your skin is blocking the sunlight, you see. But they're not told this. So black people all across America and Canada, they're dying of cancer because the doctors refuse to tell them the truth. Your black skin means you should take vitamin D. And so here I am in my elephant, leopard, or tiger, rhinoceros. Is that a rhino? Yeah, I got a rhino on my arm. I'm in my elephant rhino shirt here telling you that we need to instead of ignoring skin color, we need to actually look at our skin to determine how we maximize our health based on our individual physiology. That if you have dark skin, that's because your ancestors lived close to the equator and you needed sunscreen. If you have fair skin, maybe like mine, my ancestors lived farther away from the equator. They were actually mutated versions of Africans who lost their skin color. Like my ancestors started out as black skin color, and then they lost that skin color as they lived generation after generation in northern Europe or France or Ireland or wherever my ancestors are from. I think they're from all those countries. And they lost that color. And then it got blended with a little bit of Native American Indian, which is why I have a little bit of red in my skin that had a little bit more darker color, but not quite as brown as like the Mexican skin color, which needs vitamin D supplementation. You wonder why you have so much diabetes, type 2 diabetes in Latin America today. It's because they're all living indoors now, and they're not taking vitamin D, and they're getting diseased. There's the problem right there. Skin color tells you a lot about how you can maximize your personal health, and yet the entire medical establishment, by the way, which is ruled by mostly white people, refuses to tell black skin folks, you might want to take some vitamin D because you're not getting the sunlight that your ancestors got. Isn't that amazing? Just amazing. And it takes, quote, a white guy wearing an African shirt like this in my cultural appropriation episode of Counterthink to say the obvious thing, which is black folks should take vitamin D. If you don't want to die of cancer, if you don't want prostate cancer and breast cancer and colon cancer, take some vitamin D, because your skin color is like a flashing red light that tells me vitamin D deficient, vitamin D deficient. When I see black folks out there, immediately I know like 9 out of 10 of them are vitamin D deficient because no one's telling them this. The kids are getting born with rickets. You know what rickets is? Rickets is a disease of vitamin D deficiency where your bones are all rubbery. Like, poor black children being born with rubbery bones. I mean, it's actually happening. And doctors won't tell them, oh, you should take some vitamin D when you're pregnant. Every pregnant black woman that comes into the doctor's office for a pregnancy checkup should be told, oh, how's your vitamin D level? Are you taking vitamin D? Because if not, your baby's going to be born with rubbery bones. It's called rickets. It's coming back in the African American community. In case you didn't know, it's an epidemic globally. Well, except in the areas where black folks get sunshine. In those regions, they don't have a vitamin D deficiency problem. We're talking about Canada, North America, Europe. You take a black man out of Africa, you put him in London, let's say, put him in a building there and make him an office worker. He's going to get cancer. Because people, it's cause and effect. It's basic human physiology. But I love how we're not allowed to even talk about this because now we're talking about race. Or I'm a white guy talking about black skin. Oh, you're not allowed to do that. That's why I put the shirt on. You know what? F you. I want to help everybody. I want to help everybody regardless of their skin color. I want black people to be healthy. I want white people to be healthy, brown people to be healthy. You know what? Nutrition is universal. Doesn't matter. Everybody deserves a shot at a healthy life, wouldn't you say? Everybody deserves that. That's why I'm wearing this shirt. Kind of like this shirt. Because I kind of like fellow human beings, frankly. I get along with people of any race, any color, any nationality. I get along even different sexual orientations. I got friends that like a gay couple. Friends, cool dudes, smart dudes. You know, I don't have anything against people for being different, especially different skin color, whatever. We're all human. That's the thing. We're all human. We're all from the same place. We're all from planet Earth, you know. It's a lonely little ball of water orbiting through the cosmos here in our little solar system, but hurtling through, the Milky Way at enormous relative speeds. It's just a tiny little home. We share this home. Well, we're not allowed to care about each other just because we have different skin color. That's nonsense. I have the right to care about black folks and white folks and brown folks and Chinese Americans or anybody. I have the right to care about everybody because I do care about everybody. I want everybody to be healthy. I can wear whatever the heck shirt I want. I can have whatever animals on here I want. You can't tell me not to wear this shirt. I could put on dreadlocks if I want to. So what? Health Ranger's wearing dreadlocks. So what? It's my freedom. It's my show. I wear whatever I want. And I can teach people how to be healthy regardless of where they came from, regardless of the color of their skin. It's not cultural appropriation. It's basic human dignity is what it is. Basic human dignity. And you know what? I'm really impressed lately, speaking of, all these issues of color and skin color and all this stuff. I'm really impressed with Diamond and Silk. Really love their work. Very inspiring. Kanye West has come out recently and opened his eyes. And he's talking about how black folks can free themselves from the mental prison of the Democrats and liberalism. That's really amazing. That's very inspiring stuff. And what I see though is a universal awakening taking place. You've got so many people from different backgrounds, and you got gay groups learning how to carry concealed guns. I think they're called pink pistols. For real. It's like a gay gun group. It's awesome. You got black conservatives, so to speak, like Candace Owens. She's a very articulate, very well-spoken, very well thought out, conservative speaker. People think of her as black. Again, I think the distinction is silly, but they think of her as black, a black woman who's a conservative speaker. And you listen to Candace Owens, she makes a lot of sense. I'm inspired by the fact that so many people are waking up, regardless of their background and skin color. And that's why I'm here doing this show, Counterthink.com, because we all deserve, we all the same, we have the same spirit, we have the same dreams. We all deserve a shot at life. We all deserve the right to speak our minds. We all deserve to be told the truth about our bodies and how we can maximize our health and avoid cancer and avoid disease and avoid suffering. That's what I'm here to share with the world. That kind of message is pro-vitamin D. It's natural health. It's nutrition. It's honesty. It's truth. It's authentic. It's multicultural. Just like what you're seeing right here, right now. That's my message for the world. That's what this show is all about, Counterthink. So check out the episodes at counterthink.com. My name is Mike Adams, the Health Ranger. And don't judge me by the color of my skin. Judge me by the merit of my heart and my compassion for humanity, and how my greatest desire in this world is to help lead the way for others to heal and show people how to heal at every level: physical healing, emotional healing, cultural healing, metaphysical healing, spiritual healing, whatever it takes to heal at every level, so we can finally move forward in our world without being held back by all this hatred and division. And the Democrats and the left-wing elitists, they're all about keeping us down and keeping us divided with all the hatred and division. We've got to defeat that system. We've got to rise up and join hands together, black and white, straight or gay, whatever the case may be. Join hands and just move our world forward with healing and nutrition and respect for the divine, the divine power of our world, trust in God. All these things are so important for our world. So that's what this show is about, frankly. That's what I'm about. I do my best. I've never been to Africa, but maybe one day I'll go. I'll get to see some of these animals. That would be nice. Until then, spread some love and peace today, okay? Thanks for watching. Thank you for watching. If you want to support our mission, visit us at healthrangerstore.com for the world's largest selection of lab-verified superfood and nutritional products for healthy living. It's at healthrangerstore.com.